Have you tried using AI to find an attorney or even try to solve your problem about an attorney and then get stuck or get bad suggestions? If so, this video is for you. And in this, I'm going to screen share me trying to find me through AI, and I will work through the right and wrong ways to approach an attorney when you found him or her through AI. Let's get into it. So when you're going to look in your prompt, what you need to do is just say, I think I need a lawyer. Alternatively, what you could say is, I have a problem. I have a problem. Here it is, comma, here it is. And so if we even start with, I have a problem, here it is, then you just say what your problem is. And in my case, the folks that I typically work with is, they're gonna have this problem. I'm taking care of my mom and I don't know what to do. All right, that's my problem. So this AI is going to have not logged into my account. It's going to ask me questions that hopefully can give us a response and lead us into what we can help with. And so now that it's done slowly going through my answer, I'll answer the questions. She is elderly. I am her only caregiver with no help. I fear that she's going to run out of money and get bad care. So you're going to have a conversation with the chat GPT, and then it's going to make some computer-like statements about your situation. Now, this should work for any area of law, and even if you're just as broad as saying what's on your mind, ultimately it can get you to what you're worried about. And if you read out what you need help with, it can even give you ancillary services that are free that does not necessarily require an attorney. Like they're saying, the nonprofits and area agency on aging. Now, the problem is when it gives you recommendations, it could be a distraction. And so I will say, and this thing is spitting out as slow as molasses compared to my paid account. It does typically do a good job. And if you were to be a little bit more direct, which I'm going to do in my response, and it's asking me for location, which is good, I'm going to say, I need help with Medicaid. I am in Jacksonville, Florida. There are assets that I don't want taken. Who do I go to for help? All right. So now it goes to the low costs. So if you're the type of person to get offended by the fact that attorneys charge for what they do, which people do, there it gives you a low cost source. And then down here it goes to, you need an elder law attorney, and there I am, and they're recommending me. You can read all the questions, you can read about other attorneys that do it, and then it says, would you like it would say, you need an attorney. So 3 to 5. So you would say, yes, give me the attorney list. And so what it's doing is you say the problem, and then you say the problem, you gave your location. It's kind of helped you it'll help you to who you need help with. And so in this case, it has helpful information. It gives you kind of a blurb and all that, about if it's the right service provider, like for what you need. So you're not going to a criminal law attorney for real estate. That's the obvious thing. And so, and it's even helping you through this, and even asks you, fees. Everyone wants to know about fees and rank them. Like you could say, there are too many options, or you can say, or you can say there are too many options, pick one, or say, what are the top 3 to 5 questions I should ask or evaluate their websites. I should ask before I hire? Can you dig deeper on your suggestions to answer these questions based on their websites? And so this is it logged me out. I can log in and get the answer, but it's starting to give you the answers. And so the best way to use ChatGPT to select a lawyer and to pick a lawyer is just by talking to it like you would like a friend, and you're convinced that you're telling them about your problems. And then you say, I need help from somebody with this service, and then it should give you help. The next piece that I want to share, what you should do if you find an attorney that you like, or you're one of those solution seeker like myself. So if I go into the next chat bot, it's Google Gemini. There's also another one you can do is Claude. It's Claude is what it's called. And I think you can go in here, try Claude without creating an account. So you can take what was done last time is, I know I need to meet an elder law attorney, so summarize, to protect my mom's assets in Jacksonville, Florida. So this is what you do. This is not what you don't do. So what you do is give me the top 5 to 10 questions I should ask the attorney to evaluate my best options to accomplish my goals. Okay? And so you're going to ask that question, because on these questions, if you don't do, and this is the problem that I've seen by people that have come to my office, is to ask for solutions and come to me with what ChatGPT says. And because what ChatGPT does not have fed into it is having done it before, and having done it today, and doing it tomorrow for many people in the trenches of what it's like in real life as a human dealing with this financial company, this government entity today. ChatGPT has context based on rules and regulations, but it doesn't problem solve in the micro. And it also can have gaps in terms of strategic approaches. For example, I had somebody come to me with the number one answer and number one solution that most attorneys will provide to protect assets, which was terrific. The problem was I was able to spot the actual problem that was occurring, and that was they wanted to do a personal service contract to protect assets, which is something we always do. And when they use a personal service contract to protect assets, the problem is it is income that the recipient of the funds must report to the IRS and pay taxes on. And if you don't do it, there is legal strategies to help reduce the tax and maybe potentially defray a lot of the taxes, but they're, if applicable, and depending on when you see this video. But ultimately, taxes are owed. But then I asked and dug deeper and figured out he was not doing well. And so when people do things themselves, they could have done the personal service contract and incurred this tax hit, when the better solution was to put beneficiaries on the account because someone's not doing well. In case that person dies, then you inherit the money free and clear of probate, free and clear of taxes. That was the better solution, and that's what ended up happening. So don't fully rely on ChatGPT and what it says. Get your ideas forming and get your best questions to compare to providers. Whether it's a free or paid consultation, generally you will get information with those questions, and you can already see in level of responsiveness and detail who is better to fit your planning and your goals and your situation with specific proven results. If you have any questions, please comment below.